What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video, reacting to Kirk Hammett is Wrong About Guitar Solos by Trey Xavier. So what's going on, everybody? Today we're doing the first ever for this channel reaction video, and I think this is going to be an every Tuesday series. We're going to try it out for a little while, see how it goes. So those of you that know, Trey Xavier used to be Gear Gods. He ended up changing it to his name, just Trey Xavier. I don't know too much about the details, but I remember seeing a video where he kind of explained that Gear Gods was a website for selling gear. He came on to start the YouTube channel. He was the one that did everything for the YouTube channel. He ended up buying the YouTube channel off him. Not exactly sure about all of that. But anyways, the video is Kirk Hammett is Wrong by Trey Xavier. Go and give Trey a sub. Great, fantastic YouTuber. Give this original video a like. I'm including the link of the original video in the description, so make sure that you go and subscribe to Trey Xavier and give his video a like, and also make sure that you leave a comment below on this video on other videos that you'd like me to react to. So let's get it.
Being a guitarist kinda sucks. We work really hard for not that much recognition. You can easily grind away decades of your life trying to reach the level of player you want to be and still never be satisfied. So when the lead guitarist in the world's biggest band said this,
I hate to say it, but non-musicians, who are the majority of the fucking listening world, they are not going to remember guitar solos.
Now, I think right off the bat, this is very ironic. This is coming from Kirk Hammett that says most people aren't going to remember guitar solos. Coming from a guitar player who's played very many iconic, memorable solos. I forgot who said this to me, somebody going way back when, that you can tell a really good guitar solo if people can sing it, if you can remember it and sing it. And I don't want to actually go ahead and, like, for example, Fade to Black. I don't want to sing or hum that much more of it, get that much more of a copyright strike. You see what I'm saying? He's had quite a few memorable solos that you can remember and that you can sing all the way through. That's what I think is the very ironic part about this right out of the gate.
kind of feels like a kick in the dick. Have I wasted the last 27 years of my life on the guitar? Should I just cut my losses and stop practicing altogether? Do we all need to quit?
No. Hold on. That there, drama queen, can be equated to anybody in the band. I guess most of us want to say usually the lead singer. Could be.
Chasing the shred dragon?
No, because Kirk, love him though I do, is wrong in this case, and I'm gonna tell you why. Where are you going? We still have like 25 minutes left.
Oh, right. Sorry, I got excited. If you watch this channel, then you know that I love catchy music and memorable songwriting.
That is true. If you do check out his channel, but I have a feeling where he's going with this. And by the way, I'm already really liking this, the whole, shrink and the patient type thing about this, because really conflicted about the guitar solo. It means a lot to us guitar players. But no, I have watched his channel. He does a lot about songwriting, but he's also a guitar player and a shredder that's done, I think, again, correct me if I'm wrong, leave mention in comments below. I think he even has some guitar courses that he actually sells and does himself as well too. So yeah, he's gonna be very, very, very conflicted about this.
And I think that it trumps technical ability 100% of the time, even in highly technical music like tech death or prog metal. But isn't it also silly to think that every single part of a song has to be this unforgettable hook? In fact, our inability to remember every single detail about a song, or even most of it, is what makes it possible to enjoy repeat listens. If we could remember everything about it, there'd be no reason to listen to it more than once. So then why are guitar solos less memorable than any other part of the song? I think it comes down to one factor: speed.
This is where the guitar player is really coming out here. I have a feeling there's going to be a bit of a twist. It's not about speed as in the speed of the guitar playing. I don't think that's where he's going to go with it, but I don't know. Let's find out.
I have always hated the idea that playing fast solos always equates to showing off. Oh yeah, like, bro, John Petrucci's just showing off. It's all just scales. There's no feeling.
Yes. This has always been a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. There's always been the forever argument of, oh, I play with feeling. I don't worry about all that kind of technical stuff. But yeah, I don't know. You know, like I like people that play with feel. I like people that play with technique. But there always seems to be this battle, you know, for many different sides of the coin, for not only guitar players, but musicians of any sort, about, you know, right or wrong for this or that. And it always seems to be there's a battle between people that say they're more feel-oriented, like, you know, blues players and all that sort of stuff, and your more prog players, you know. And yeah, that's always been a heated debate between guitar players and any sort of guitar forum or anything like that. And I'm sure that a lot of these battles and things like that are going to come up in this video.
Speed creates excitement, and excitement is a feeling. You don't have to be a guitarist to enjoy a crazy fast guitar solo, any more than you have to be a rapper to enjoy Busta Rhymes on Look at Me Now. I don't remember all the words to that song, but it is incredibly exciting.
Yeah, you're also not going to remember every single detail of a car chase scene in a movie, but
that's absolutely true. You know what? That is a great analogy. I've never really quite thought of it that way. The guitar solo is the car chase of the action movie. Does that mean that every movie, even dramas and non-action movies, get car chases? What do you call a guitar solo in a non-action movie then? Is that a car chase? Huh? I don't know.
that doesn't mean it's not worth putting it in there. As I've said in many videos in here and in my songwriting course, songs are stories. And I think of guitar solos like action sequences. They're very exciting and intense. I love the sound of fast guitar. I love the way that it makes me feel. I'm not interested in impressing anyone. I don't care if anybody thinks I'm
Oh, nice.
amazing at the guitar. I just want to make it sound a certain way and to make people feel that same excitement. So everyone has a threshold of comprehension for music. Non-musicians might hear a Kirk Hammett solo and an Alan Holdsworth solo and think of them as being equally skilled, which sounds insane if you play the guitar, but that's because you're
Yeah, I think the Trey that's the patience is really grasping very much to his guitar player mentality. But no, this is a very true thing, and I've always thought about this and always said this too. And I've talked to musician friends of mine as well too, and said that, you know, very few people can tell the difference between a fantastic lead guitar player and a average lead guitar player. As long as things are in time and in tune and have some reasonable facsimile of some sort of melody and rhythm to it and, you know, relates to the song, they're like, most people don't know. And I don't want to necessarily say that it's just guitar players or musicians. There's a lot of music geeks, not musician geek, by the way. Just a reminder, everyone, we've got merch. We've got shirts. We've got hats. We've got everything at the merch store. Go and grab yourself some merch. But no, the actual, you know, music geeks, people that have never played a note in their life, but are total geeks about music. I've known quite a few of them that would know that sort of difference. But, you know, in this case, Dr. Trey is right, and patient Trey is having a little bit of a hard time with things. Just a little bit of a hard time with things.
Your threshold of comprehension is much higher than theirs, and you understand better what it takes for each of them to do what it is that they do. But these non-musician average listeners aren't thinking about the difficulty level at all. They're experiencing the music emotionally. The things they'll take with them are the memories of how it made them feel. And even if you are a musician, you can think back to what it was that made you want to start playing music in the first place and drove you to grind so hard to get good. It's the same thing. Music makes you feel things. It's a mood-altering drug. So it seems like he's wrong in saying that people won't remember them. They're not going to remember every single note and be able to sing it back. They're going to remember how it made them.
However, like I said earlier, Fade to Black by Metallica, Kirk Hammett solo. That intro solo, anybody that knows Fade to Black by Metallica can sing almost every note to that intro solo. So it depends on the solo. There are exceptions, and that's one in particular that I can think of Kirk's.
Feel. But it's the next thing that he said in this interview that's the real hard truth.
They are gonna hella remember a great melody, and they're really gonna remember a great song, especially a song that's gonna bring them to a different place.
But don't you think that illustrates the flip side of guitar skill? These extreme diminishing returns? It's like, because it's so hard to do, we assume that it also must have very high value, but we're out here killing ourselves for the shred for all the wrong reasons.
Because we're guitar players. And this is another age-old thing as well, too, that I remember speaking to as being a very young musician. As you can tell, I'm not really that young anymore. I earned this, Gray. Being a very young musician and speaking to musicians that were a lot more experienced and a lot older, they'd always say things like, you know what? Your average pop rock sound, how long is it? 3, maybe 3.5 minutes. Oh, and also, this is going back to when there was a guitar solo in just about every song. Again, I'm old, so that's going back a ways. Okay, so your average pop rock song is 3.5 minutes. How long is the guitar solo? Maybe 30 seconds. Really? So why are all you damn guitar players spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on lead playing and time on your rhythm playing and or songwriting? Why? Because they're guitar players. That's why.
It's just the most work for the least that you'll be doing per song to potentially impress the smallest part of your audience. It's 90% of your practice time for 5% of the song runtime. The amount
Exactly, but we love it.
of work and time that it takes to get even decent is absolutely punishing. And getting really good at guitar solos has maybe the lowest ROI in all of music. It's a skill that has comparatively very little demand.
He's not wrong. I know for a lot of guitar players, it's very painful to hear this, but Dr. Trey is not wrong. It sucks, but he's really not wrong. And that is just an extreme sore spot, just like he said a little while ago. All that work, hours and hours and hours, so much work for very little ROI. That's return on investment for those of you that don't know. Yep. But why? Because we're guitar players. That's why.
And it's also incredibly thankless. Once you pass that threshold, the audience of people who are going to really comprehend what it is that you're doing on the instrument not only gets smaller, it also gets much more critical. Guitarists are the worst audience for guitarists to have. We're unbelievably critical of each other, incredibly difficult to please. We care about the stupidest shit. And the worst part of it all is how goddamn silly all of it is, because none of us is getting any paid work to shred. It's like, what's the opposite of a circle jerk? It's like a shit-talking rhombus. We all want to be recognized for our genius.
Shit-talking rhombus? I gotta say, I really have to say, I've never heard the terminology shit-talking rhombus. Well played, Patient Trey. Well played.
For the long hours that we put into honing our craft, and for the artistic expression of our pain and joy. What we want is to be seen. Yeah, but it's like talking to a doctor sometimes. Like, to really understand what they're saying, you kind of have to have a medical degree of your own. Yeah, part of being an artisan of any craft is accepting that it's impossible for most people to truly appreciate and understand what goes into making something at a high level. But
Yep, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. And you put that together with the fact that guitar players that love to play lead put in all this time into practicing lead and get very little return on investment, and the fact that most average music listeners are not going to know the difference. They're not going to know how much work was put into it. They're not going to know the difference, like they said, between a highly advanced lead guitar player and a not bad lead guitar player. They're really not going to know the difference. And that is hard for guitar players. Why? Because we're guitar players.
playing guitar to try to impress guitarists is a dead end. Yeah, like nobody's gonna hear the 8 hours a day that I put into running scales or practicing sweep arpeggios in the Berkeley practice rooms.
Drama queen, feelings of inadequacy, big time cope, probably can't shred. Nice.
Parties that I missed because I was busy working on my technique, the sacrifices that I made. You know, I've often wondered why Kirk, having played in Metallica for 40 years as a professional musician, never really seemed to get any better at his instrument. But it is very clear to me now. He's above the threshold. Yeah, he's above the threshold. Most people will listen to his solos and be like, damn, he shreds. If it was Per Nilsson or Jason Richardson or Steven Taranto ripping solos in Metallica that were 10 times crazier, they probably wouldn't notice the difference in skill.
I'd say that's a fair assessment. Yeah. If you were to put a complete and total, take Kirk out of Metallica, put some shredder in there. Anybody that's, of extremely high level of lead player, it wouldn't really make that much of a difference, I don't think. And, he doesn't really do that much of the writing from what I remember from that Some Kind of Monster documentary, or maybe they started to let him do a little bit of the writing and then decided not a great idea. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that. I remember that some kind of monster documentary, if that's what it was called, once they fired Jason Newsted. No, they didn't fire him. Sorry. No, when Jason Newsted quit Metallica. Oh, sorry there. Yeah. I gotta be very careful on these videos. There's no editing. Gotta get everything all and keep it nice and authentic and no editing because it's just a pure reaction. But anyways, point being, if they were to put another guitar player in there, unless there was something creative that Kirk was really doing with it, I don't think it'd really make that much of a difference, especially if James and Lars are still the primary songwriters. It wouldn't make that much of a difference because the listeners, are not exactly, technical shred guitar playing type fans.
Instead, Kirk plays pretty good solos on some of the greatest metal songs ever written. Songs that artistically tower over the technical ability needed to play them. The whole is far greater than the sum of the parts. Yeah, Eddie Van Halen played guitar solos that genuinely blew people's minds. But the reason that Eddie is a worldwide icon and not just a footnote that only guitarists know about is because he played those face melters in unstoppable party bangers. Yeah, he was a song.
Yes, I've said things like this before as well. Unless the songs are hit songs, you're not going to know who the guitar player is. See, here's the thing, and one thing that a lot of musicians don't like to admit. You can go to any town in the world and find 10, 15, 20 killer lead guitar players. They can shred as good as any of the shredders out there. But how many of them can write a song that's good enough that you'll actually hear them doing that shredding? That's the whole point. And I think, I don't know if it's Dr. Trey or Patient Trey that said that. Yeah, he played unbelievable shredding guitar solos over banger songs. They were great songs. That's why everybody knows him as a shredder. Plus, Eddie, a little bit of an exception to the rule because he was the genius that just made the guitar go, shh. Yes, it's true.
Songwriter first and foremost. He wrote songs on the synthesizer that were also great. So what it seems like is that if you want people to enjoy and care about your solos, the key is to put them into awesome songs and consider first and foremost how it's going to make you and the listener feel. And even though most people won't remember every detail of your solo or understand how good you are at your instrument, it's all just part of the experience of the song. A guitar solo is a tool just like any other. You can use it to perfect a song or to absolutely ruin it. But just remember that it's only a small part of the big picture. People won't remember your guitar solos, but they'll enjoy them as part of a great song. And if you want to learn how to write great songs to put your guitar solos in, you can take my course, which is called Complete Rock and Metal Songwriting. And if you want to make your songs much more exciting with some cool transitions, then you need to watch this video right here. And I'll see you real soon. And I'll see you next week.
Oh, yes, hell!
Okay, apparently I have to turn autoplay off. All right, well, there we have it. That was the channel's first ever reaction video. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Again, go to Trey Xavier's channel, give him some love, subscribe to Trey Xavier, fantastic YouTuber. Also, give the original video a like. I've included the link in the description for the original video. And also on this video, don't forget to leave a comment on a video that you'd like me to do a reaction to next. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost a thing and would really help out the channel. Also, please subscribe to my other channel, GK Mac Music, for some live looping live streams with a side of jackassery, some original music, and some short content also with a side of jackassery. If you'd like to help out the channel financially, you can buy some merch at the merch store, or you can become a channel member. As always, everyone, thanks so much for your continued support. Do what makes you happy.